So you've probably heard the tip to watch your minimap. But if you're like me, you have definitely wondered how much information is actually there. Because what I've heard is you should watch this every 5 seconds or so. But is there really information for every 5 seconds to be gained? And how much information can we actually pull out of the minimap? So I went on and tested this in a one match. Stick around to find out the results. Alright, rules of engagement are simple. The rules of engagement are simple. Don't add into account when I make info appear in the minimap. For example, popping a UAV or throwing down a portable radar. Everything else will be pretty much added to the info counter. So the game mode is BR solos. And let's begin the show. Right as we land, we get our first info count, and that is a most wanted appears in our minimap as we land. Now the second info count is somebody pops a mosquito drone, but as you can see we're getting a ton of information even on our landing. Nothing too crazy just yet, but this next one, can you spot it? A scavenger contract just disappeared in those buildings near us. So no wonder the pro players look at their second minimap, and the number 4 is most wanted appearing. And a little later, number 5 is gonna be Jimmy Timmy put down a Guardian field upgrade. And right after that, number 6, a precision airstrike gets called in. But not alone, cluster strike gets called in as well. We're definitely moving pretty fast, but we got a whole game to break down and count every info that I can find. As I spoke, precision airstrike gets called in, another precision airstrike gets called in. Number 10, also precision airstrike, and then we get a counter UAV appearing near us. Then 2 cluster strike gets called in, making the count become 13. The counter is going up, and number 14 we appear in a UAV. Next up, mosquito plus precision airstrike, and number 17 to nobody's surprise a precision airstrike. Then an ATV rolls up. Then I got a little port and just started driving around. And then we get 2 more informations with somebody shooting plus a precision airstrike gets called in. Then he shoots a little more his gun. And then somebody else joins the gunfight. Another strike comes in. I think I definitely missed those guys doing a gunfight there, otherwise I would have gone there. And as our 24th, we get a UAV pop and we appear in it. And number 25, a Guardian field upgrade gets set up. And immediately after, somebody shoots his gun. 2 times actually. Redeploy balloon pulls up. Some more gunfight. And we show up in UAV. Airstrike plus another UAV. Time for a cluster strike. We appear in another UAV. Cluster strike. The zone is getting pretty small. Somebody shoots his gun. Plus a UAV gets called in. Mosquito drone plus this gunfight. Some bot shots. Another cluster strike. Into more gunshots. We set up in the building and watch this precision go over. 3 guys battling in the minimap. Somebody calls the UAV. More gunshots. UAV. And even more gunshots. Somebody shooting real close. More gunshots. UAV. Then this guy comes real close, taking us back to the lobby. As at 54, we get a info on the minimap from his shooting. 55, we get more info. UAV gets popped. I don't know if it's this guy popping the UAV or what. I also thrown down a portable radar, but I don't count it. Gunshots plus a strike. UAV gets called in with the cluster strike, more gunshots, and then we finally have some time to breathe. I watch the zone here, and this is where I make my decision to rotate to the bridge. Because I'm trying to get that W rather than rack up kills here, so I begin the roto. And as we make our way, we hear gunshots on the building, even more gunshots into a popped UAV. And then somebody calls in the counter UAV. As you may have noticed, I also popped a UAV, so I should have taken down the counter UAV for some clear skies to know where the remaining players are. And this bridge ended up being in the next zone as well, and it is a pretty damn good high ground in this zone. Let's just watch the next zone bull and let's set up our gas mask. So far, we've gained a respectable amount of information from our minimap. It's all the way up to 65 counter. But the end circles is where everyone's watching the minimap. So being suppressed is definitely a benefit here. Zone gets pulled and I can work with this one. Just gonna time my jump right, and with the durable, I think I'm safe here. One thing that's interesting is that the circle counter affects your minimap zoom. It zooms in on a higher circle counter, making it easier to see those close engagements gunfights. Now thankfully that sniper whipped his shots, but I gotta be careful with him. It's only 4 left, 3 with me, and I gotta rotate real soon here. And then we get our last bit of information. Number 66 gunfight under the bridge. And I take that gunfight to my advantage and I start to roto to the Burger Town's roof. I risk a roto, but with the smokes we make it to the roof. And now we just gotta play it up and play these last guys out of the lobby. As I throw down my claymore, the info count turns into 67 gunfight near the Burger Town. And now we just need to clutch this up. I smoke that guy. It's 3 more up. 1 less, make that 2. So it's 1v1. So we pretty much know that he's under me for sure. Just trying to look if he makes a early pick. But he stays inside the Burger Town, which is a decent enough option. I'm in the roof, so... And then watch the minimap. On a final circle, it zooms all the way in. Now it's a final circle. I'm about to regain my smoke. And you already know what that means. Storm will cover up the Burger Town real quick so when I get the middle. Now the smoke doesn't land where I want, it stays on the roof. Thankfully I make it out, he doesn't come out for the challenge in time. I get this heady. Nice grenade, but it's not enough. So there you go, minimap is definitely worth of looking at. Sometimes there's info for every 5 seconds, or sometimes you go try a 1 minute with no info. And as we all know, the last count was 67. So thank you for watching and keep your eyes on the minimap.